type. He's always had a troubled past. It was cool to see them give him that chance.
It's happening a lot in comic books, especially the ones that we're reading.
Yeah, I think we mentioned Villain Redeemed at least once a week.
Yeah.
It's becoming a recurring theme, and I honestly like that they're taking from not just their heroes are doing things. We got Forever Evil a few years back, and God, that's a fun read. You know, it's just, I like seeing that. And this one, it takes everything out from underneath you. You get a totally strange story with this one because it is the mystical versus what we're used to in the surreal, super real. But so the Otherling, creepy dude, and he completely overpowers them.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Then we move on to Justice League Dark number 3 because we're talking about that. It's been a really long time since I read these.
Oh, okay.
The first two, so I'm losing track of where we're at. Justice League Dark number 3. How does it begin? I already forgot.
This one, we had the Otherling.
Right.
Had appeared, and he's just talking crap, talking about how, and we kind of get a little bit of history of Zatanna as well. Yeah. How he kind of like had touched base and was teaching her magic and why, it's a lot of emphasis, like magic is powerful and everywhere, but we have to be careful on how we use it, because if you just use it haphazardly, there's got to be some consequences. Yeah.
The bill comes due.
Yeah, magic comes with consequences.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Is that you got Constantine, we got Swamp Thing. Everybody's kind of come together at the same location. This is just like
nice.
I just imagine like
that's pretty
kind of like the Batman Who Laughs kind of mixed with Lecter, Hannibal Lecter, kind of mixed with just this disgusting. Like I just imagine just
grossness.
He's kind of talking about how is this the form I should be in? Like we got it the best we could, and we tried. That's what I was getting.
Studying anatomy, and he says, "I do hope I arranged the limbs correctly. Bodies are a new concept for us. You see, we are still adjusting." You're weird.
This is something I could expect it like in a Supernatural or Buffy setting, like something like just completely demonic.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, like, just his presence being there is already, like, warping reality around him. If that tells you anything about how powerful his magic is.
What's coming up is just, he immediately, like, he fucks up Bobo.
So Bobo and Man-Bat make their way up, and they're like, there's this boy in this vase, and he says that Dr. Fate is bad. And we're like, yeah, we got that already. Alright, we're good. And then Bobo has the sword.
I forget what it's called. The sword or something.
The
Damocles.
Night Watcher sword.
It's a superpower. He can
Damocles?
I just said it's a verse from the game. He can rip holes in the fabric of space-time and escape or vanish and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he tears apart the Upside Down Man a little bit, and then the Upside Down Man just like repairs himself. He's like, "Oh, that was different." Like, okay.
Let us begin.
Yeah. So then he messes up Bobo by just like looking in his general direction, and he melts him.
What?
Cool. Liquefies him into a puddle of flesh.
Yeah.
And bones. It's just like, whoa.
Wow.
Yep.
That wasn't even the one that got me, like, completely, like, whoa about it. It's coming up.
Well, and then Man-Bat's like, I can fix him. Science can fix him. And Wonder Woman's like, we have to go.
Yeah.
And then frickin' Swamp Thing over here. Look at this guy.
Here's the tower.
The Tower of Fate.
Swamp Thing.
And then Swamp Thing is towering over the Tower of Fate.
Why is he so freaking
He goes
huge?
all Godzilla on him to try to take out this guy because he's in charge of the green, which is a life force of all life, all green plant life, and it's all over the world. Yeah. There's the red, there's the rot, there's a lot of different forces.
Solomon Grundy's the rot.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Brightest Day played a big part of this whole thing.
Sure. But yeah, so he's towering over and he's like, I'm gonna stop you, and grabs the Upside Down Man, and then, like, the second he touches him, his entire form just, like, rots away.
Oh, wow.
Just boom. Like, I was just like, holy shit, he just killed Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Like, done with Detective Chimp, done with Swamp Thing, and then, of course, we have John Constantine walk in, be like, alright, I'm gonna use this super crazy god-killing spell that I just found found from someone at a poker game who does, yeah, it's fine. He's gonna use this spell. I really like the splash of this page.
That's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of colors going on.
Yeah, I really like the art in this book.
Super bright.
Yes. And Zatanna's like, he doesn't know how to wield this much power. He's gonna kill himself if he continues to do this. And, it seems that it's disintegrating the Upside Down Man, but John has to stop because he is also getting disintegrated. Constantine.
Yeah.
Constantine. Not John. Sorry.
JC.
Yeah. Constantine. So he almost dies. Zatanna runs to him, and he's like, can you grab my smokes? I can't seem to move. And then he, like, falls to the ground. And then the Upside Down Man comes back, and he's like, hey, so, still alive, you can't use your magic on me. I am way more powerful than anything you could even imagine, basically. And he's like, oh, so where do you get your powers? Demon's blood, right? And he lifts him off the ground just with, like, force.
Yeah.
Lifting.
Jedi force use.
Yeah. And he's like, let's see how you fare without your demon blood. And then rips all of the blood out of him.
Just
out of Constantine?
Out of Constantine.
Yeah, all of John's
blood
starts pouring, like, just ripping out of his body in just random places. It was like, oh my god, he is brutalizing these people.
Wow.
Also,
the
look
glee.
at that face
the
right
glee.
there. After Zatanna is like, go away, but, speaking backwards because magic, and he's like, you're a silly girl. Your father tries to do the same thing all the time, and he says, release me backwards, and he's like, he just says that over and over again.
Just kind of goading the fact that her father is trapped on the other side.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily dead, because there was that whole thought Constantine had killed her father, but he kind of did.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Probably worse. Probably worse.
It's just fucking taunting these people.
Yeah.
What is this? This sounds like something else that I've heard or seen before, where it's just like you just see everybody getting fucked up, and the villain's just kind of like, yeah.
Are you referring to Infinity War?
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Like with the reality stone when he's going up against the Guardians, he's just like done.
You're nothing to me.
Yeah.
That's just what it felt like. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man.
So yeah, he's like taunting Zatanna, and he's like, well, you can join your father, and he starts like shoot this beam out of his mouth,
which like opens up. It's powerful beam comes out like.
Blah!
He barfs
That's why
white.
you gotta push blah!
Yes, and Wonder Woman jumps in front of Zatanna before it hits her and protects her with the shield, and Upside Down Man's like, curious, what are you? And she's like, I'm Diana of the MCCARTHY, I'm also one of the chairmen of the Justice League, and I will not allow you to hurt anyone else. And he's like, no, I'm not talking to you. What are you? And he like tears this sort of like, it's like a cloak like an invisibility cloak sort of looking, like off of Diana, and it's confusing and weird.
Yeah, it's like a warp field. Like he's like grabbing reality around her, like he's pulling something out.
Huh.
And then bright light.
Yeah, bright light, and her
two crescent moons.
Yeah, a crescent moon and a full moon form on her forehead, which I believe we also discussed in the first issue, that there was witches that she found in the MCCARTHY that were doing some sort of ritual, and they burnt sigil into her forehead, and that's why she wears the crown. I don't remember if we actually discussed that, but if we did, there you go.
The more you know. See that star?
And her, like, the light completely envelops her, and like her eyes change. It looks like she's crying black liquid out of her face.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
this is her new form. It's a final form.
Yeah, and everyone's like, what's going on? And everyone's like, I don't know. And Zatanna's like, well, it's hurting the Upside Down Man, so if we can focus this energy and get rid of him, then sweet. So she, like, kind of talks her, Diana through, how to, like, control what she needs to be doing. And I really like this panel. I didn't notice it first. It's,
yeah, that is pretty kind of cool.
The panel inside of the panels.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so talks her through on how to focus her energy and figure out what she wants to do, and she's like, I want him to go away. So she's like, repeat after me. Backwards word, backward word, backward word. I banish you from whence you came. Yep, I banish you from whence you came, but backwards.
Yay, we're that one step closer to learning magic.
Yes. And Upside Down Man's like, no, and then another huge bright light, like a sphere of energy goes around Wonder Woman, and he's banished, and everyone's all healed up and okay again. I didn't notice that before. That's gross. Man-Bat put Detective Chimp into the vase that he was carrying around, and his like eyes and teeth are swirling around. So, yeah, this is a really gory book.
It's very, very gory.
It was really,
nice.
really good though.
It's kind of just reminds me of the New 52, when they did the Justice League Dark on that one. They did I, Vampire and I, Zombie, were all really, really dark, bloody, gory books. Great supernatural stories, but like total. And it was cool how they kind of incorporate the other heroes into it. Like they'll make mention of Superman or Batman's and stuff like that, and with these teams, and it's like, that's cool that they have these layers, because how do you mix, the fact that Diana is, or Wonder Woman is connected to the pantheon of gods of Greece, and, well, how do you bring gods into a world of superheroes that's supposed to be in a world of reality?
Yeah.
Right.
Here's all these different layers, they're building it up, and it actually kind of makes a lot more fun. It makes sense.
Yeah. So basically the book ends with Upside Down Man being like, you've only delayed the inevitable, and then he disappears back into where he came. And Zatanna's like, I don't know what just happened, but I get the feeling that it's only the beginning. Then finally, now we go to Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark Witching Hour #1.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, so just the Wonder Woman goes to the Justice League and